Katika ziara hii,
during this tour, we will be looking at distribution of tari technology and its impact on sugarcane production.
Inatakiwa kuwe na muunganiko.
When we get a high yield, it should be able to feed the factory.
Na kufanya uzalishaji wa sukari kuongezeka.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows next. Welcome back, and in international news. Uganda have gone to polls to determine who will lead the country for the next 3 years, with all networks still closed down. Preliminary results have indicated strong competition between President Museveni and Bobi Wine.
Like we had warned before.
We had warned before that the Electoral Commission is going to make every effort to either delay or categorize elections because electoral equipment have failed to work at some areas. We are aware that a lot of Ugandans have showed up at polling stations. All we are asking them is to remain calm and wait for the exercise to begin. A UN peacekeeper from Rwanda has died in the Central African Republic after fighting erupted yesterday between government forces and rebels who support former President Francois Bozize. When we are not working, we cannot feed our families. These drivers' families are going through difficult times. Of course, the roads are not safe. All we want is our roads to be safe for the benefit of the nation. Previously, a sack of garlic was sold at 15,000 francs, but right now we sell one sack at 45,000 francs.
Mourir de faim.
A court in Kenya has sentenced to 140 years in prison a father who raped 2 of his daughters in Kirinyaga County.
Which reads, our days may come to 70 years or 80 if our strength endures. Yet the best of them are but trouble and sorrow, for they quickly pass and we fly away. And Proverbs 10 verse 27, where it is written that the fear of the Lord prolongs life, but the years of the wicked will be short. This court is minded to consider a sentence of imprisonment and for a period of 70 years for each charge. Further, considering that there were 2 victims which aggravates the offense, these sentences shall run consecutively.
The directive by the government of Burundi directing citizens using public transport to wear masks has begun to be implemented. The directive began to be implemented today after the reports of a new COVID-19 outbreak at the beginning of this year.
Tumeikamata vizuri, tumeipokea vizuri, kwa maana sio kusema ngo nchi yetu ndio imetia hii sheria, ni kwa juu ni sheria yenyewe nakamata dunia yote nzima.
The U.S. House of Representatives has impeached President Donald Trump for incitement of insurrection after a mob of his supporters stormed to the United States Capitol last week, marking the first time in U.S. history that a president has been impeached twice. The House resolution, which passed by a vote of 232 to 197 on Wednesday afternoon, states that Trump's actions and remarks ahead of the storming of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. incited the rioters. 10 Republicans joined 222 Democrats in voting to impeach Trump, making a bipartisan rebuke of the president's attempts to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. And that is the end of international news. Business news follows next.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news tonight. The Minister of Industry and Trade, Geoffrey Mwambe, has urged entrepreneurs in the country to use the Fair Competition Tribunal by submitting their appeals for those with complaints on their businesses that are suspended by the tribunal, so as to avoid such issues and grow the country's revenue.
Tuna uwezo kama nchi ya kujisimamia wenyewe.
We believe that we have the capacity to manage our own, since the system in place is the last resort in serving justice. If one thinks that organizations below this tribunal have not been fair in ruling out certain decisions, then a trader can come to FCT to seek for further ruling.
Ya kupata haki yako ni kwenye baraza la ushindani.
Ni chombo muhimu na hasa katika.
This is a very important organ in areas that have high trade, industries and markets traffic. What this institution does is protect competition at the markets.
Masoko ni taasisi ambayo inalinda ushindani.
Traders in Mtwara region have expressed concern that they will not benefit from the expansion of the port of Mtwara, which has cost 150 billion shillings to build due to large charges that are not beneficial, leading some neighboring countries to use the port of Dar es Salaam for better coasts. Imagine if you take cassava from here, then transport it through a bus to Dar es Salaam, from Dar es Salaam to Komoro. While in Dar es Salaam, there are traders who wait for the commodity right there and transport it to the aisles. Definitely, our prices will not be the same.
Shilingi bilioni 158
158 billion shillings that were invested by Honorable President are meant to be capital. All he wants is for businesses that will economy.
Na business proposal ya kwamba kwa muda huu mzee hii pesa itatutoa hapa itatupeleka sehemu nyingine.
And mobile company Tigo for the first time has agreed with the Zanzibar Water Authority ZAWA, where residents of Zanzibar will now be able to pay for the service through Tigo Pesa services.
Hii imeisukuma ZAWA.
This program has influenced ZAWA to enroll in this system for more efficiency in revenue collections at Zanzibar Water Authority.
Kuondoa usumbufu wa awali ambapo labda mteja ilibidi asafiri umbali mrefu.
This system will save time for your customers in paying their bills. Right now, as long as your clients are Tigo subscribers, will be able to do transactions anywhere, anytime through Tigo Pesa.
Unaweza kufanya haya malipo.
End of business news. Sports news follows shortly.
first time. Good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time. Good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Len.
And in sports news, the Minister of Information, Tradition, Culture and Sports, Abdallah Ulega, has paid farewell to the national team Taifa Stars as they head to Cameroon for the Chan Championships, urging them to fulfill the expectations of Tanzanians, which is to win.
Mwende mkalinde heshima yetu kule Cameroon, lakini mjue sio pekee kwamba mnakwenda kulinda heshima.
You should know you are not only going to protect the status of the country, you are also going to market yourself to the world. That is the bottom line. So one should go with both mindsets.
Uende na mindset zote mbili.
Young Africans younger SC striker Saidi Ntibanzonkiza has revealed he was just 50% fit despite playing for the full 90 minutes against Simba SC at Amani Stadium last night. Here's more on the story.
After a goalless draw in regular time, the Burundian stepped up to score a winning penalty in the shootout, eventually helping Wananchi to a 4-3 win. The 33-year-old has now revealed the circumstances behind his inclusion in the team. His teammate Haruna Niyonzima was also delighted for helping the 27-time Tanzania Mainland League champions win the league. He went on to reveal why he exchanged his jersey with Medi Kagere.
The Brooklyn Nets have agreed to acquire 3-time scoring champion James Harden from the Houston Rockets, a deal that reunites him with Kevin Durant and gives him the move that he has sought for weeks, according to multiple reports.
Harden is going to the Nets as part of a 4-team deal that also involves Indiana and Cleveland, according to the person who spoke to the Associated Press yesterday. At least 4 draft picks and additional pick swaps are also part of the deal, a source told the Associated Press. Other key players, Victor Oladipo goes from Indiana to Houston, and Caris LeVert goes from Brooklyn to Indiana. Cleveland was also part of the massive trade. The deal was struck less than 24 hours after Harden seemed to deliver a farewell address of sorts following the Rockets' loss to Los Angeles Lakers on Tuesday night.
Mauricio Pochettino says this is only the beginning after he won the first trophy of his managerial career just 3 games into his nurture at Paris Saint-Germain. Here are more details.
Mauro Icardi and Neymar scored as PSG bet Marseille to lift the trophy des Champions last night. While Pochettino achieved much during his spells at Tottenham, Southampton and Espanyol, he had never won a piece of silverware as a coach. Now with Ligue 1, the Coupe de France and Champions League all still up for grabs this season, he's hungry for more. Pochettino also paid tribute to his predecessor Thomas Tuchel, who won the domestic quadruple last season to take PSG to the Trophy des Champions.
Aston Villa have asked the Premier League to postpone their fixture against Everton on Sunday because of the COVID-19 outbreak at the Midlands club. Here's more on the story.
Villa's entire first-team squad and support staff have been in isolation since last week after 9 players and 5 backroom staff tested positive for the virus. The club's Bodymore Health training ground was closed as a result. Public Health England guidelines demand anyone who has been infected with COVID-19 or been in close contact with an infected person must isolate for at least 10 days after the day of the test. That means most of Villa's squad and staff cannot emerge from isolation until Sunday at the earliest. Villa have concerns about the feasibility of going from isolation straight into a league game without having trained for nearly 2 weeks.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbo. Thank you for watching and good night.
Kutoka kali mbili za saa 8 mpaka kamba to kamba, tupige story na wana kwa taarifa yako na the mashup. Na hii ndo tip of the day na exclusive interview. Club 101 saa 8 mpaka saa 10 jioni live ndani ya Capital TV na Capital Radio.
Diamonds are forever, they won't leave in the night. I've no fear that they might desert me. Diamonds are forever, forever, forever. Diamonds are forever, 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 forever.
There are very many international organizations in the country.
Governments all around the world must collect taxes.
Could be any country in the world, and we only get to hear what they do in Tanzania.
Agriculture, in my view, is one of the main perspectives for
our embassies and high commission operate in Tanzania and how Tanzania can benefit from the presence of this organization, of these embassies in the country. And you can only catch it on the Monday Agenda, which is aired every Monday 8:45 to 9:30 here on Capital Television. Stay tuned.
Karibuni sana kwenye Capchat. Mimi naitwa Sebastian Koloa. Kama kawaida nimezungukwa na warembo hapa. Naye Hadija Zimbwe ambaye unakutana naye sana kwenye Culinary Delights. Culinary. Unajua inabidi useme huku umekula kidogo mayai. Kama umekula ugali, culinary inaweza ikatoka vibaya. Lakini pia unakutana naye kwenye vipindi mbalimbali vya mambo ya decor. Pia unakutana naye Nancy Masengo. Nancy leo kwa sababu amesikia tunaongelea kupandishwa bei kwa mawigi ameamua aje nalo moja. Sasa atatueleza vizuri difference between mawigi na maweave. Men, pay attention. Ujue lipi ni ghali zaidi, lipi tax yake imeongezeka. Karibuni sana. Leo tuna mambo mengi sana tutayazungumzia. Mada yetu ya siku ya leo, we will speak about the idea of beauty. Na nafikiri hapa wanaume pamoja na wanawake tutakubaliana sana juu ya kitu gani tunaposema mwanamke mzuri ama kitu kizuri tunamaanisha wa aina gani na kwa vigezo vipi. Haya. Asante sana mpenzi mtazamaji kwa kuwa pamoja nasi mpaka sasa. Kama ndio kwanza unafungulia television yako,